I knocked one. Knocked two.
Reversing.
Knocked three. That's what I call sexy tracking. Hey guys, Hallie here. I know the clips that I just showed you are not that impressive. I just don't want to spoil you guys too much, and I don't want to give you guys insane shots and like blah, what can aim training do. I just wanted to show you guys what aim training actually can do and how consistent and smooth you can get with your aim. That's why I put these clips in. So let's get started. After 90 days of aim training now, I can definitely say aim training helps. I really recommend it. First of all, I'm going to put down the Discord link from the Voltaic Discord down in the description. You will see a lot of information. I already spread out some here, from benchmarks to aim journeying, from sensitivity converting to everything else. You can read yourself through that. And aim journey is very interesting to read. That's one of my biggest recommendations I can get. But first of all, I want to explain you guys how to set up your own aim training. How to basically, I want to show you guys to start from zero and how to get into aim training. If you never ever aim trained in your life before, this is the exact good video for this. And let's start. So first of all, what I want you guys to do is get into the Voltaic Discord, go to resources and click onto benchmarks. Now, the benchmarks basically show you guys where you're at. If you never aim trained in your life before, this is a great assessment to do because it will show you where you're at. There's 3 different parts for this, for switching, tracking and clicking. I'm going to show and demonstrate what they can do and how useful they are and for what purposes you do them. After you assess yourself, I really recommend you go back to the Discord channel and go for the fundamental aim training. So what the fundamental aim training actually does is give you from each category a substantial amount of aim training routines, so you have a well-rounded aiming. Trust me, it works. Later on, I recommend game-specific aim train routines, but let's check out the fundamental aim train routines. This is it. It will basically show you guys that you get clicking, tracking, and switching. It indicates everything you need to know. Very, very nice to read. It starts from bronze with at least 60 minutes routines. You need at least an hour a day to aim train. You can do it every second day, but if you want to see effective results, I recommend 60 minutes at least to take out of your time. I only recommend it to people that can play 3 to 4 hours a day. So if you can sacrifice a little bit of time, that's great. I will show you the difference in between bronze routines to silver to plat and everything else, so you guys can see the difference in tiers and what you can expect from these. Also, I want to talk about game-specific routines. I tested them out. If you want to specifically train for a game like Apexlegends, Overwatch, or whatever you want, these routines basically focus on them. For example, in Valorant, you will get more clicking scenarios than tracking scenarios because these are not really necessary for Valorant. For Apexlegends, it's the opposite. It's gonna be more of a tracking scenario. Alright, so here I already prepared the benchmarks. I just want to briefly show what you can expect. You have to get, to rank yourself, you have to play each category. That means clicking, tracking, and switching. And these have each a subcategory. That's a dynamic, static, precise, reactive, speed, and evasive. So you have to get a score in each one of these. And the highest scores, you will sum them up. And at the end, it will see if you're at the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, etc. I will show you exactly what I mean with that. For example, clicking, dynamic, passive Voltaic, easy, right? Targets that I move and you have to click on them. Another dynamic. Popcorn Voltaic, easy, another dynamic. So you see what I mean? These are the 3 subcategories right now for the dynamic clicking part. For example, if you get a bronze in one of those 2 and you get one of them, you get a silver score, that means you're a silver dynamic clicking player. Next, we go over to static. White wall free targets. Targets don't move and you have to be as precise as possible and as fast as possible. One wall for targets. Same, static, just a wider field of view and smaller targets. 6 feet hipfire Voltaic. Really big wall, but you can see the targets are pretty close. So what I want to say is, you have to try out all the benchmark scenarios, see where you're strong at, see what you can do, because you try to get the highest scores in everything. Example, if you have in dynamic, you're silver, in static, you're silver, and precise and tracking, you're silver, reactive silver, but in switching, you're bronze in speed and evasive. I still would recommend to do the bronze routine to get better. But if you just lack one score and you're pretty close to the next elo, then I would say go ahead and do the silver. Do not cheat yourself. I'm gonna be honest. I started in silver. Don't be ashamed to do so. You have to start somewhere, right? If you go to the gym and you didn't visit the gym for a long time, I mean, you expect to lift 500 pounds? I mean, I do, but you know. Anyways, so another example, for example, for tracking parts, right? So you guys can see what they can do. Here we have PGI TA Voltaic, easy. This is tracking, so you have to track a ball, for example, and hold the left click all the time and try to be as precise as possible. This seems hard in the beginning. These are benchmarks, so don't be afraid to do them. Don't be afraid to suck at them. Next, we are going to talk about the fundamental aim training. So here I already prepared some playlists for the fundamental aim training. I just want to show you guys what the difference is between like bronze, silver, Voltaic, or a diamond. Currently I'm residing in diamond. My aiming program though results more around the new pure G Apex routine. I'm gonna make a video about that soon. It's actually pretty nice, but I don't recommend that unless you're a platinum, at least in the ranking system. So what you can expect if you first time go to aim training, and let's say you're in bronze or any other elo. Basically it teaches you how to control your mouse, right? Bronze has very easy targets. It just goes from left to right, and you have like 1 minute to track target, for example, and try to kill it. And your goal is it to be as smooth as possible, right? Don't try to make hasty movements. Don't try to predict the target. Just try to be on the target and like to be reactive. So it has multiple scenarios which you can do for around 60 minutes. Right, 2 runs of this, 5 runs of this, so it already shows you what to do. And don't be afraid, actually, and I know I repeat myself a lot of times, but don't be afraid to start at the bottom. I played shooter for like 5, 6, 7 years, and I did a huge break of 1 year because of university. And when I came back, I sucked ass, right? I'm still not that great, right? I consider myself above average. That's it, and that's why I tell you guys, do not hesitate to start at the bottom. That's why I do the benchmarks. You can see that the targets are quite big, right? There's different exercises. I'm going to shoot that right now. And you will see to be able to try to strike the target as smooth as possible, be reactive. And through these exercises, you learn more and more how to control your mouse. This will not happen overnight. Actually, it does. Because the training actually is effective when you sleep, because your brain tries to process what you did over the day. And that's why aim training is actually most recommended before you go to sleep, but it's not a necessary thing to do. What I want to say is that if you do this for a week, don't expect to pop off. It will take weeks to months to actually realize how better you got. But once you put in the time, you will see good results. You will be more consistent. You'll be able to be more confident in fights. And what definitely won't teach you is how to play the game, obviously. That's where you have to play your game yourself. But what I say is, like, if you aim train consistently every day for an hour, or at least 45 minutes, you will see results where you say you have the control over your mouse. You know how to move around the mouse. You know how to do certain scenarios in game, because you already know, oh, there's a close-up fight, let's say, I don't know, in Apexlegends, and there's a guy going left and right with a shotgun. You already did that, right? You already know how to move your mouse around without breaking a sweat, because you did that scenario already, right? I don't want to tell you guys you get a muscle memory. It will happen if you already use the same sense, but Kovaaks teaches you the mouse control, so you can actually swap around sensitivities in Kovaaks in the future, which I recommend, which I'm doing at the moment. I'm playing way higher sense at the moment in Kovaaks to get a better feeling for the mouse, get a better fine controlment for the mouse, and yeah, this is what's going on. So this is like how it is in bronze, right? let's see the clicking scenarios. You see big balls, right? There's 2 balls. Nothing too special. And I recommend to read exactly the manual on how to do the exercises. For example, in static, right? You don't want to do this. Right, that's a no-go. Try to do smooth movements, try to do straight lines. Kovaaks tries to teach you how to go from target to target in the most effective way. And you will see in the future that some motions you cannot probably do. Let's say you can go from left to right, but you have trouble going in a diagonal way, or you have trouble to go from this there straight, and you will be able to work on that. You will see, oh, that's a weakness I have to overcome, or like, oh, I'm really bad at static targets, or I'm bad at clicking, or I'm bad at switching targets. And this is really important. And one more thing, just to show you guys, pad target switch. This is like a switching scenario where you have to be as fast as possible to switch targets really quick, right? I'm not really trying right now, but you get the point. You want to work on speed. Some scenarios ask you to be as fast as possible. I agree to that. But if you are very, very bad with accuracy and you see you fuck around too much and you fuck up too much, slow down instead of going like this. You see? Like I'm just like, you know, no. Try to go a little bit slower and try to get a feeling for it, right? Work on your accuracy first. Accuracy is more important than being fast. The speed you add up later. You suck at clicking, try to slow down, right? 1, 2, 3, you know? And try to do that for a couple days and then try to speed up slowly. Trust me, you will see good results. So, let's go and see what next steps you can do in the fundamental playlist. Alright, here we are at the Voltaic Platinum playlist. I skipped silver and gold because I don't want the video to be too long. This is gonna be how it looks like when you are advancing to platinum. You have a ball, and we start with air Voltaic, right? You have to be able to track the ball, and you have to kill multiple balls like that. They will get closer, they will get faster, so the targets are getting smaller, the targets are getting faster. For example, we have Thin Gauntlet here. You're a little bit further away, and then you have like a slow moving target first that switches side. You can see it switches side a little bit faster, right? And then you will have the next target, which is smaller, and then faster, and then it varies a lot. And that's actually great because it gets harder and harder and harder, and you will see more and more where your weaknesses are. And that's pretty nice. We have stuff like Ground Plaza Voltaic right here. This is for fast movements, this is for wider movements, because you will see like there's a bot here that moves around pretty quick. It's just a left-right strafe and then goes left and right randomly, so you don't predict that. This is like a thing that you should not try to do a lot unless the training regimen says that you should do it. Do not predict at this right now. Try to be able to track the target, see where it goes, and there are multiple targets that get closer, that get further away. You can see it. So one more thing, one more for targets. We talked about in bronze how the targets are pretty big. Now look at this. The targets are way smaller. You have to hit as many targets as possible, right? Try to be as fast as possible. Again, don't do shit like this, right? Don't spam click. This is not good. This is not how you get better. Even if your scores are a bit rising, don't give a fuck too much about scores. See your improvement. Be clean. Be productive. Don't do stuff like this. Like this. Okay, let's say you're accurate. Like, oh. Try to, you know, try to slow down a bit. Try to be like this first. Try to get for accuracy, and then try to speed up. See? So accuracy over speed at the beginning. This is my biggest recommendation, and then you go up. If you already have the accuracy, go for speed. And you have this playlist goes, every playlist most of the time goes for an hour. I'm not going to talk about the Masters playlist because I'm not there yet, but just to show you guys the difference now in Diamond. Diamond is not a huge difference from Platinum. It's just that there is a little bit of variety, but it's more like the targets are smaller. Basically, Ground Plaza in Diamond looks like this. It's the same routine, just targets are smaller, so you have to concentrate a little bit more. Once you're done with this, once you're actually in plat and diamond Voltaic benchmark and you feel comfortable, I recommend you guys to say, okay, try out other playlists. You know, there's a ton of playlists in the Voltaic group. As you can see, there's like so many. If you guys want to do like a game specific playlist, right? I'm gonna briefly talk about Apex right now, just to show you guys how it would look like. It has thin gauntlet, there's ascent tracking bots. Let's go ascended tracking bots, for example. This simulates you basically an Apex target. Like this simulates basically if you would fight someone in Apex. Pretty simple, right? Or you go for other Apex lists, for example, the Apex Fundamental from Sparky. Here we go, for example, to show you something. Wingman, right? Basically, it shows you how to have a weapon with a wingman. It has a little bit of recoil, as you can see, to simulate what it can do. Man-wing strafe, right? Man-wing wingman. Here it simulates how to like do a wingman battle and be accurate. And some of these show you guys how to move. You're not always static. In the fundamental playlist, most of the time you're static. If you want to practice how to move around, there are extra scenarios which you can look up yourself to practice shooting and tracking while moving. And this is, for example, good with the Apex Pure G routine. They have stuff like that. Let me show you. Here, for example, close, mid, long. You have to be on the target, right, while moving around. This is actually pretty nice. So you have the space where you can move. You have other things like circle mid strafe, for example, where you're further away and try to move around while being on the target and get like yourself a groove. How to synchronize yourself against the opponent while being good, while aiming, and blah blah blah. You guys get the point. I'm sorry, my English isn't that great. Just try to get as fast as possible through this. Once you're done, once you achieved to be in plat, I don't recommend doing earlier, but once you achieve to being in plat, you can try to work on your own mistakes. See, like, man, I'm not that smooth, right? Like, I'm shaking a lot, or like there's a problem. You look if you find smoothness routines, for example, smoothness by 1x1. I have this, never played it. You can see this. Okay, this is not like come on, man. I mean, like, you can do this, but oh no, actually this is great. It just this ball just goes up and down every time and just slightly moves, so you can work on your smoothness by that. Last but not least, do not expect to be a god after 1 month or 2 if you're a beginner. It takes time. Yes, I did cool trick shots. Yes, I did insane stuff. It's not still consistent yet. What I like about my aim at the moment is that it is consistent in being average, above average, just doing stuff like you saw on the clip, to be able to replicate what I learned in game. And other than that, it's not insanely special, but I still try to work on being having an insane aim, which is a lot of effort. I hope you guys are interested now in aim training. If you have any question regarding everything about that, like I said, write down a comment below if you like the video and if you have any questions. And if you have more detailed questions that I might not be able to answer, join the Voltaic group in the Discord down below. I really recommend the Kovaaks Aim Trainer because there's so many scenarios. And yeah, my name is Hallie, and peace out.